Hey everybody, this is Romy. In case you don't know who I am, I'm excited to have you guys with us tonight because Robyn Mitchell is with us tonight, and she is awesome. She does some amazing stuff on social media. The things that I've seen her do just in general with building her business and building her team is pretty inspirational. And Robyn, all by herself, is awesome. So, in case you didn't know, if you saw the post that I did today in the Leaders Circle Mastermind, Robyn is actually one of those leaders that is in that group with us. And so you're going to get a chance to learn from her firsthand before we all get started next week in the group. So I'm really excited for you guys to be able to learn from her. So I'll let you go ahead, Robyn, and share what you got.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm honored to be here with you tonight. Romy is a very good friend and a very good role model, and we've done a lot together as far as sounding board and just being supportive of one another. I met Romy. Romy had hit diamond, and I remember being at a Truman event just after Romy hit diamond, and I knew that she had something that I wanted. And by this time in my business, I was bold enough to go talk to her. And so we kind of connected there, and it's been great ever since. What Romy asked me to share with you tonight is kind of doTERRA and my lifestyle and how I've created that into a business. So I want to start back and just give you a little background. I never meant to have a business with doTERRA. I wasn't looking for a business. I was a stay-at-home mom with my 4 kids for many, many years. By the time I found doTERRA, my kids were raised. Through my years that I did do a little bit of work, we had our own business, and I did office work. So I was home by myself. I didn't venture out a lot. I wasn't a person that would get on a Zoom chat and lead the call. I was kind of quiet and just hung out with my family and, did a few things. But the best thing that doTERRA has done for me is given me a voice to stand up and speak for something I'm passionate about and that I love. So I just want to tell you how I found doTERRA. And maybe as I'm talking about this, I want you to think about your first time you were introduced to doTERRA and how someone introduced you. So I know a few weeks ago you met my enroller. Amber Croft was your speaker on emotional health. And she's actually my enroller. But when I met Amber, she actually was a Tupperware lady. And she came over to my house. Every January, Tupperware has an amazing sale where they do this modular customizing of your kitchen. So I had saved up, and Amber was my closest Tupperware lady. And I had her come over, and she spent a couple hours here because I really wanted a do-over. I wanted to organize and have it be fresh. And so I didn't really know Amber, just other than I'd met her at a Tupperware party. But while we were visiting, she was here for a couple hours, but while we were visiting, I proceeded to tell her of some health problems and how that conversation came about. I don't remember how that came into play, but many of you know Kenzie, and Kenzie was my health problem. She gave me a little more problem than that too, but she was my health problem. As a mama, so Kenzie at that time, I met Amber, had just gotten married, and so I don't think it matters what age your kids are when they have health situations or troubles. They're yours, and you coddle and help. So before Kenzie got married is when her trouble started, and she had some stomach things going on, and the medical world couldn't help us. But of course they did take out her gallbladder, do a colonoscopy, and do a stomach scope looking for what was the problem. And after $18,000, there was still no answer. And she was on a lot of medication to manage that. And I was just kind of telling Amber my frustration that day of how, in the medical world, it doesn't matter if they find the answer or not. You still have to pay the bill. And just, how we kind of led down that life, that, path of go to this doctor, then go to this doctor. Well, Amber, very quietly. So Amber had barely, I think she had maybe 3 people enrolled at that time. And she wasn't doing the business either. And she very quietly said to me, "Have you ever heard of essential oils?" And my ears perked up because I had some experience with essential oils previously. I used oils. I love the smell of them. I didn't really understand oils or what they did, but I did love the smell of the oils. And so I would find myself purchasing a few here or there. I didn't understand quality. I didn't understand any of that. But so once she started to tell me what the oils could do, especially digest them, it was worth a shot to me. For 12 cents a drop, if I could do something to help my daughter versus what she'd been through and the misery that she was in, I was going to give it a shot. So I purchased, well, I think it took me about 3 or 4 days to enroll. I kept calling her back with questions, but I never smelled an oil. I didn't sample one. I didn't see a bottle. She just told me what they could do. So I went online and enrolled myself, and they had, at the time, they had a $250 kit that was different than what we have now. They had a lot of smaller bottles. And anyway, I mailed the Digest to Kenzie. And that day, though, I remember at the door, I said to Amber, I will never tell anyone I use these, ever. Okay? I'm going to be a closet user. I don't want people to think I'm there. And I told her how to take it and what to do, and she started to use it. And you know as well as I do, miracles took place. Okay, so that got my attention very, very quick, and I started to, well, Kenzie was able to come off that medication. She was able, she did have oils and website, so I started to play with them and started to use them. And I still really hadn't planned on doing a business, but they kind of became a part of who I was and of my lifestyle. So I carry oils everywhere with me. They're just part of who I am. And I'm not trying to sell people oils, but I do share a lot of oils. One thing I learned early on is share as much as you can and don't even think about the money part of it. If you can share 2 drops, share 2 drops. If you can share a bottle, share a bottle. It'll all come back to you. If you're always panicky about, oh, this is going to cost me 50 cents if I give this oil, then you're going to have a hard time getting that to come back to you. So I shared openly with everyone. At the time, I worked at the quilt shop just a couple days a week, just a kind of a hobby job. It was a couple days a month, sorry. And I remember sitting at a meeting, and one of the owners said, oh, I have this, I can't remember, if it was a stomach ache or headache or something. And I looked at her, and this came out of my mouth, I have an oil for you. She's like, a what? And I said, I have an oil for you. So that kind of started me sharing. I find myself at the post office, at the library, at the school, wherever I am, the oils are with me. So for those of you who are just starting your journey, what you're doing is you're building up kind of a reputation for yourself. Okay, everyone's not going to enroll right the first time you tell them, but they're going to remember about the oil lady. And if you stay consistent and stay the oil lady, they're going to come back to you when they have a need. So I always was sharing. Sometimes as I continued on and decided that I was going to build a business, and basically how that happened was the person that enrolled Amber and her said, you need to get a ticket for convention. Oh, you'll love convention. Well, I got a ticket and none of them did, and I went to convention by myself. I ended up sitting by Brianne Hovey at the table, who was just about a diamond at the time. And I mean, it was powerful. I rubbed shoulders with Dr. Hill, walking down the street to a little trimming party. And I was just right there with everyone and the owners and just how much love they have for the product and the people and what doTERRA is all about. So at that point, I came home and called Amber and said, we need to build a business. Amber, you know, why she couldn't go, because we kind of took off from there and we worked together and started building. There's a lot I've learned along the way, especially with the personal progress. doTERRA is a step-by-step thing, and you really have to put into it what you're going to get out of it. It's interesting. My husband, especially, he's gone a lot in his work, and he comes home and he's like, "That's all you do," but that's because it's who I am. I love what I do, and and who I am because of that. So I want to, and then what's really funny is he carried this little saying around in his wallet for years, and I picked up on it, and it kind of took over that. And it says, the master in the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his education, his recreation, his love, and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he is working or playing. To him, he is always doing both. And that's how I feel about doTERRA. There is no separation of who I am or what I do. I simply help everyone, whether they're on my team or not on my team. I simply help. And how I handled that, because at first it was a little conflicting when someone would call me and say, can you come and teach a class for me? And I kind of made it so everyone's invited to whatever I do. I can only teach classes for those on my team, but you're welcome to come to anything that I have. So how I kind of implemented, and one of the most important things you need to do, I don't know where you are in your doTERRA journey, is you need to know the products. To be able to share the products, you need to use them, and you need to know what they are. And so use your points, use your spare cash, whatever you can do to get as many doTERRA products as you can, so you have experience with them. In my personal life, I use oils from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. And in the night, if I wake up, guess what? I use oils. A breathe in the nighttime for me is amazing with the dry air here in Utah. I use them for everything. So as I started to, I worked local for a long time, and I would recommend anyone do that, to build within your own warm market, and teach classes that way, and then branch out as you need to. Once I started to build online, I've had to get really creative in how I share. And I try to post something every day, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So it's just funny how those topics come up. And generally it's whatever I'm doing in my life, all of a sudden there's a post that I can teach other people about. Because I've learned this too, people need you to hold their hand. And that's really why doTERRA is not sold on the shelf, other than once we had to pay commercials and marketing, the prices would go way up. But doTERRA is something that people need to know they can call you tomorrow and say, now what do I do with this? And so you really, one of the things I think that's really helped me as far as helping others is the follow-ups after they have their oils. People know I'm available to them. They can text me, they can call me. It's like the deal's not done when they get their oils. The deal starts when they get their oils, and you take it from there. I just had a thought and I lost that train of thought. Talking too fast. There's probably an oil for that, right? Anyway, it'll come back to me. But so sharing, if you really want to share, one of the things that I did early on too is I gave a lot of people an oil experience. So at Christmas time, I made lotion, and I believe I used Citrus Bliss, and I just made little jars, like 4-ounce jars, and I took it to all my neighbors for Christmas. And then in February, and they were all just loving it. Oh, they were just loving it. But in February, I then held a class that said, come and learn how to make that lotion. And I'll teach you about the essential oils. I had 42 people come to my house that night. I remember as people RSVP'd, we literally had to go buy chairs. Okay, we didn't have enough chairs. So my basement was full. And that night of my neighbors, I had 7 people enroll. And then it's grown from there. You know, one of the things, I live in a small community, and one of my passions is I want people to have them in their home, because in case of emergency, I don't have enough for everybody. I do have like probably 20 bottles of oregano and On Guard, just because there's certain oils I know that if we had infection or we had things going on. In fact, the neighbor called. We have kind of an emergency thing set up, and he called to see what kind of equipment we had. You know, do you have chainsaws? Do you have a backhoe? Because my husband's in the construction world. And he's like, I know you have those oils. And he said, I'm going to put you down for medical supplies. So people know I have medical supplies and things that can help them. But my goal really is to teach them about them so they can help themselves, because doTERRA is really about self-reliance. So I know what I was going to tell you before. When I started to share oils and teach people about them, one of the things that I really, really committed to was to not have somebody purchase oils and not know what to do with them. I didn't want people to buy a, even a family essential kit and put it on their shelf and never take the lids off. And so I've taken it upon myself. Now, I'm not an expert, and I tell them that. I am not an oil expert. I simply have some experience that I can help guide you to find the tools you need to be successful. Just as I've done, I can show you how to do that. And so I really think that education is the key to being successful, and the consistency also of sharing. I think the consistency is really important, that you're not doing it 1 month and the next month you're not doing it. And then you are doing it and then you're not doing it. You either are, either get on the horse or get off the horse. The horse can walk slow. Sometimes you need it to go slow because you've got other things going on, but you got to keep the horse going. Okay. You got to keep moving because that consistency is what builds the momentum. And anytime I've slowed the consistency too much, I got to start over with that momentum. So momentum is really huge for your team as you share with others and you build. You want them to keep sharing and keep that escalating and going as quickly as you can, instead of oh, you signed up tonight, well, how about we have a class in 3 months? Try to get people on board as quick as you can they're excited about it and they want to share also. So as far as like the post office, I mail out a lot of samples. And so the post office lady's asking me what's in these packages. And then we started talking about oils, and then pretty soon it took her about 6 weeks. And then pretty soon she's got a membership and she's purchasing oils too. So if you think about your lifestyle, maybe you're in the PTA, maybe you're in a book club, and if you're out of people, like if you feel like you've approached every person and you're at your end and you don't know where to go, join the club, join the gym, create your own book club, do a cooking class, do something to get new friends, because then you have, new people. So one of the things I did, and I didn't really, I guess I didn't mean to, but I'm sure my intention was there. I decided, because I really love the wellness pyramid, and I love the nutrition is number one. And I always teach people that you can't just start with oils. You need to look at your whole health. In fact, how I teach that is, we in our Western medicine world, we go from an ache or a pain right to the doctor. We don't look at our food, our how we're moving our body, our stress management, our toxins. People just don't look at their own, personal space. They go for the medical, and they either receive surgery or a pill. So I really focus on the nutrition with people, and because of that, I was really interested in pursuing a little more knowledge for myself. So I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and I'm almost finished, but I'm still there now. It's a year course, but through that, I've met several new people, and guess what? I have several new oil friends because of that. So just you branch your circle broader, and whatever you're doing in your life, people learn about it. If somebody looks me up online, they can see that I'm an oil person. That's just who I am. It's kind of a passion, that I do have. So I do have another little, I think that one of the things that I've done a lot, and I do every day, is ask God basically who needs oils today, or who can I help today? It may not always be with oils directly, but who can I help today? And I think that we learn to develop as we, listen for the places we need to go, listen for the places we need to be, and what he has to say for us, to us, of what we should do. I do believe that we have a calling, and those of us that are really pursuing the business, that calling probably is a little stronger. Like doTERRA isn't just what I do, doTERRA is who I am. And there was a little quote in the Starfish book from Neil Anderson that I really liked. He says, there's a difference between your why and your calling. Your why is about your intention for doing something, and it is prone to change. But your calling, on the other hand, involves the way God has wired you. It's something you can't turn off, and it's larger than any one occupation or job. Your why forms in the process of doing something with increasing expertise, and fulfillment comes from doing it well. But your calling is a constant that resides in your heart. And that's truly how I feel about doTERRA. It doesn't really have to do with rank and the business part of it. It's what I would do regardless of that, because I love what I do, because I help people. And I feel like I can really connect with people. This is a people business, and some of the things I've had to develop have been that. I was one that kind of sat back and let other people do things. And through my self-development, it's given me the courage to come forward, to speak out, to share with other people and make a difference for other people. And so back to that personal development, whatever you can do for that, that's what's going to help you be bold. When I first started, especially with the Zoom class or something online, my kids make fun of me because I think it was like, and Kenzie's laughing, I think it was literally like anxiety. Like I would get this cough 2 minutes before the Zoom call started or whatever we were doing. I think we were probably using Start Meeting or something at the time. And I would get this cough and it would just go on, and we couldn't go live until my cough was gone. It was like I was so nervous. So Breathe is the oil for that, to help just calm you down and open your airways. But I've had to work through a lot of things, and I'm sure there are a lot more things that I'm still going to work through, because you grow and you develop into, what's ahead of you. So I would be happy to take any questions. I hope I've answered the things that Romy wanted me to. And if I haven't, Romy, maybe you can direct me with questions of what you want me to answer.
No, I think that was great. Questions would be, I'm totally good with questions. I could sit and listen to you all day long. You're just smooth and eloquent, and it just flows.
Smooth and eloquent. That's so nice. Does anybody have questions? No?
I love when we did our one call and you were talking about how you did some of your stuff with your classes online and different things like that. Just the process how you explained it before. I think that everybody would like that. If you want to talk a little bit about what you do with your events online and how you go about that process.
Okay, I have a couple different processes I use. Yeah.
I think you should show them too. It might help for a visual if you share your screen and show your page. Just because a lot of people on here are trying to do that too. So
share my screen.
Not even more.
Share my screen. Okay, let's see if I can share my screen.
And for those of you that don't know, I was going to actually say this, and Robyn referenced, but you guys know Kenzie, and we all love Kenzie. So Robyn is Kenzie's mom. So we have great brains that we're working with.
Okay, Kenzie, if my Facebook tab's not open, is that what you want me to show, or do you want me to show my website?
Yeah, show your events, and then also you were talking about how you post. I think people would like to see, what kind of things you post in your everyday life to tie it into your business.
Okay, I'm going to try it. If I lose you. Okay.
We believe in you.
Where's my internet?
Just hit escape so we go small again.
Where's escape? The red button? The red button?
Nope, on your keypad, Mama. On your keyboard. Hit escape.
Oh, escape. Okay.
And now share your screen, just like your regular Zoom.
That's what I hit with share screen.
Oh, now you got to click what screen you want to share.
Sorry, that's why I have Kenzie. Okay, so what screen do I want to share? Google.
That's why we all have Kenzie.
Google Chrome, is that the screen I'm sharing?
Yeah, you select your browser so we can see your
Okay.
display.
Woo!
All right. Woo, my Facebook happens to be over here, so woo! That was one of those growing times that we were talking about. Okay, so once I decided to go online, I decided to build myself online. Uh-oh, what am I doing? And So I use my face everywhere, and that was a brave move too. But I started to build, and how this name came about, Kenzie, I believe we were sitting here looking for a name that wasn't already taken. So naturallysimplesolutions.me was available, and that's who I became. Robyn Mitchell at Naturally Simple Solutions. So I started to build this page, and I post on here 3 times a day, all except for today. I had a kind of trying day today, but normally I post 3 times a day. I blog, so as people click on this takes them to my website. And it's just another place to find out who I am. So people are going to purchase from people that they know, they love, and they trust. Well, they're not going to love me yet because they haven't met me, but they're going to start to see who I am through my blogs, and that's why I blog. This was a whole growing process for me, and it still is. Blogs are a little bit challenging, but I keep doing them because I love them so much. And Kenzie says, get a blog. So I do. So what I did online, so I have these events. I don't even know what events are in there right now. Right now I have Facebook events. So I actually have a class going tonight, and Romy's using those, I believe, in the Rockstar group. So I use those also. I also there's a couple ways I can tell you. When I started classes online, what I did was I advertised a class like 10 days before on Facebook in a certain area. And then I would offer free samples. I sent out a lot of samples. And so I would send balance, lavender, peppermint, and wild orange. And I sent 10 drops of that to them. And then they would come to my class online. I did it live online. So it was before we had Zoom, but I did the class live with the PowerPoint. So they never saw me. They just saw my PowerPoint. And I did the class that way. I found a lot of really nice, good people that way. I've since changed that up a little bit. I kind of do the Facebook classes, and now I just have a recorded class online that's there all the time that we advertise out, and people can see it live, or they can sign up for Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and it's a live class. And it's not a live class, it's a recorded live class. They think it's a live class, but it's a recorded class. And then I have a little follow-up email sequence that goes with that. And that's kind of what I've done as far as online. So now let me ask you that again. Do you have questions for any online stuff that I could help you with? You're welcome to go to my page and get information there.
I do. This is Alicia Purdy.
Hi.
I have my video off because I'm breastfeeding and no one wants to see that. I just wanted to ask you though, so I've done a blog, and I'm pretty decent with doing blogs, and I had to shut mine down when compliance changed. I had to just take the whole thing down, and it was such a setback. I mean, like, it knocked me back a year from wanting to even do it again. I was like in tears, throwing up, sick to my stomach. I was like, this was going to be my new life. Anyway, so I'm back now. And
we're so glad.
As far as the blog goes, one thing I had noticed when I was doing mine, I would start to get some followers, and it was like making some strides and stuff, but do you find more of a reception? And by reception, I'm talking like, signing up, like actual, trackable results from your blog or from what you're doing on Facebook? Because we're just gearing up again after all of this, the dust has settled, doing both. We haven't started the blog up yet again, but we're going to. And I just had noticed, I didn't have anyone, and like you said, no one knew me, no one trusted me at that point, but what kind of success are you measuring with either or, one more than the other?
Well, what I think happens is the blog gives you some credibility, like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. I don't know that I don't have people just go to my website and sign up, and they could, because my site's certified and I have a whole page on there about a membership. But I think it gives me a voice, a place to teach people how to use the oils. And so I use it to send out to my team. I use it as Facebook posts to give people more information. I don't have thousands and thousands of followers. It's just a place for me to share ideas and things to do with the oils. And because I've kind of brought in the coaching and the wellness side, that it's a place for me to share recipes. So basically, did I go to my I was going to say, basically, my website is set up as, I just blog about 3 things. I'll go there real quick. And I blog about 3 things and break it down into each blog fits into one of those things, and every blog fits into essential oils. Okay, so I just kind of made it, it matches my other things. I have a little free ebook, but I either talk about real food, and every recipe has essential oils in it. I talk about essential oils. So my blog this week was on emergency preparedness with essential oils. And then I talk about self-care tips, and that's where I would make things like lotions or lip balms or body scrubs and post there. I keep my blogs, I've taken some courses on blogging, and I keep my blogs, I try to keep them 500 words or less, so it's not a real wordy thing. It's just a place people can go get a great recipe, but it just gives me a place to give people more education. I do have an education link where I have created some videos that people can watch. They're the 8 to learn about oils, and they're the 8 classes, essential oil foundations about vitality, just so they know what to do with them. So my blog really gives me a place to send people from my team to, is what I should say. I'm not getting tons of, I do have an organic reach, Kenzie, I don't know. We get some people, and I get higher in the, what are they? The SEO somethings.
For like the Google Analytics and that sort of thing.
Yeah, Kenzie kind of does that side of it for me, and so you can get certified now. You know that, don't you? Anybody can get certified.
No, I do not, and I was going to ask you about that. What is that?
Yeah, so the certification is, they opened it up first to Blue Diamonds and Diamonds. What they do is they go in and crawl your page and make sure there's nothing non-compliant on there. See this little,
I got a strongly worded letter from them last year.
Okay, so this little, I don't know if you can see my screen, but this little purple thing at the bottom that says doTERRA certified site, that's from doTERRA. So they know my site is a certified site, and I can therefore I can send people to my doTERRA page. I can send them to mydoterra.com, Robyn Mitchell. You can't do that unless you're certified. You can't have doTERRA on there anywhere.
Do you have to have a certain ranking? And do you have
not
to have
anymore. Not anymore.
Okay.
It's open to everyone. You just have to apply for it. You probably have to have your blog started before you apply.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there a certain amount of content? Okay.
I don't know how much content. I just know you have to. You just have to apply for it. And I got a letter just the other day from compliance that said it's open to everyone now. So.
Yeah. Alicia,
Yes.
Mom put the website to apply for the certification in the comments.
Got it. Thank you so much. I already clicked on it. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm coming back out. I have all my old blog posts, and it's fine. So a lion's share of the work is done. I just need to go back through now and reread about how to make them compliant and, what to take off, that sort of thing. So I will do all of that. I'm really excited to hear that. And then I had one more question. So your blog is about the 3 main things, and all 3 things funnel into those 3 categories, which I think is awesome. I had something that I wanted to do also. My focus actually was to do like a daily word of encouragement, or a really super mini like Bible study on like, here's a thought for the day, that kind of thing. And then use that as a springboard to talk about oils as well, just as 2 separate entities, but yet, the same, because it's just me writing it. But I was wondering if you did anything outside of, actual applications for oils, or is it all exclusively about that? Or do you have anywhere else? Because you do coaching and that sort of thing. I didn't know if that was incorporated anywhere in there.
My coaching will be a little more once I'm finished with my course. Like, I'm not totally certified yet.
That's
and
cool.
So it talks a little bit about who I am and what I do and all that. But I imagine I'll probably offer some group things and use it that way. That's why I kind of went over to the self-care, because I'm huge on self-care, because that's where our meditation, all that kind of stuff comes in. But really my main focus, so just be careful. I would encourage you to be careful. Keep whatever your main focus is, because if you get too many things going on, it's challenging.
Yeah, that's a downfall for me anyway as a person. Like I tend to be a lots of balls in the air person, and I tend to have a scatter rather than a focus. So I was really interested in what you condensed all in these three main focuses. And I know you're so much more. That's why I was curious if you're like shoving all of who you are into your blog. So it sounds like you're not at this point.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
That's great. I love it.
I do shove things in there, like, I mean, I clean with the oils, I cook with the oils, I bath with the oils, you know what I mean? All of that's in there. But you just really do need to pick what you're gonna be your focus.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's good advice. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Anybody else have any questions, or is there anything else you want to see? Can I come back, Kenzie?
Yeah, just stop screen share.
Because I can't see all of you. Yeah, so, but for those of you that aren't building online, don't feel like that's a place you need to go either if that's not of interest to you, because there's so much work to be done just in sharing, and that's where you want to, take your friends to lunch and get out your lemon, just make conversation with whatever you're doing. I've never felt like I was salesy, and most people don't feel like I'm salesy. I've never had anybody say, whoa, back off, It's just kind of a slow, subtle process, kind of like reeling them in, just real slow. You don't want to lose the fish. And they'll come aboard because they love the oils and they need the oils. It looks like we have some chat questions going on. Is there questions in there for me?
Yeah, so can you hear me? Because I had like an error. Callie said, if they think it's a live class, what happens if they ask questions?
They have to type the questions in. So the questions are typed in, and then the questions are emailed to me. So when I say a live class, they probably, if they were smart enough, they could realize that it's not, that it's a recording. How I advertise that is, would you like to come to my essential oil class? You can watch the replay, so instant, you can watch it now, or you can come Tuesday at 8 or Saturday at 5, and they pick one of those times. Any time they pick, they're going to get the same class. It's just a recorded class of me speaking, and then there's a box that they fill in for their questions, and those come to me right away, and then I get back with somebody.
Cool.
Yeah. Anything else from the chat?
I think that's the questions from the chat. Are your let's see. Oh, so the school tips for Kai, I think you're asking about for our online classes, if those are shareable, and people have been sharing them. So I think that's okay, right, Kenzie? For the online classes?
Yeah, you can invite people and share them with that. Just know that we purchased all of those classes, so they're copyrighted. So if you want to do a class, just get with us or fill out that form, and we can help you set that up.
Yeah. But in just sharing a general post from the class, that should be
Sure.
totally fine.
Absolutely, yeah.
So good. So I hope I answered everything that you wanted me to, Romy. Just know that love what you do and do what you love. Create a space for yourself. Take care of yourself. That's one thing I've done with this doTERRA journey is I create a joy list, and I have 15 things that don't cost money and 15 things that do, and I pick something off that. I try to do that every day. Not off both lists, but something off that list. Treat yourself well and love yourself, because that's what's going to attract people to you. So that'll really help you in sharing.
Well, I thought this was really helpful. I love looking at your stuff online. I'm just fascinated when I look at your stuff. It's like, oh my gosh.
You're like, how did she make that? Because I have had to learn to make those posts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, this was really, really good. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for being part of Rockstars with us. I love that you're with us, and so.
You guys are great. You're a great group. You have great leaders in your group, and it's just great that we can all share together and get to know so many friends and grow our doTERRA family, which has become my family.
Yeah.
Are you gonna drag race with us?
Am I what? Yeah.
Gonna drag race?
I'm like, are you doing that race thing?
Yeah. You're totally welcome to come. Kenzie, I sent you a message. You guys both are totally welcome to come and race
We'll
with
try
us.
to talk us into getting in that car.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys aren't in the Leader Circle Mastermind group, like I said, Robyn will be one of the leaders. And Callie, will you show your face, please? Come forth, please. Callie Kenny is actually another one of our leaders that is going to be in there, and she was just showing up on the Zoom just to kind of join us for a minute. So I just wanted to introduce you to Callie Kenny. I met Callie Kenny a few years ago at a Truman event, and so those Truman events. Hello, this is Callie's husband.
You know what? Callie spoke at the event that I met you at.
That's right.
She was a little spitfire up there from
Yes.
That was the Truman training in Provo.
Yeah. So if you ever wonder about the benefits of going to events, these ladies are a classic example of one of the reasons why it's beneficial to go to an event. It's not just hype and hoopla. There's a lot of good things that can happen, and the people that you end up bringing into your life are pretty incredible. So
Can I just say one more thing, Romy?
Yes, please.
So at the first, I kind of told you my story of how I was introduced to doTERRA, and I wanted you to think back to how you were introduced to doTERRA, and I want you to think about the intent of the person that introduced you, and if that made a difference. And then think about your intent as you share doTERRA with others, because if your intent is just for money and to get another enrollment, it's going to change the game for you a little bit. But if your intent can be because you really care about someone, that day that Amber shared with me, she wasn't trying to put money in her pocket. In fact, the reason she was afraid to share with me is because I already bought Tupperware from her, and she was afraid to tell me about something else that costs money. I'll never hold back, but just think about what your intention is, as you share, and that's going to really change the game for you.
That's one of the things that we've really been focusing on lately is the intention. I mean, even in our leader circle today, and I mean, it is what's in your heart is going to come forward. So if you have angst and some not good stuff as you're coming forward, if you're desperate, or if it's just not done in an honest way and there's ulterior motives, people can sniff that out. So have a servant heart, and it'll be so much easier.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other questions before we hit the road? I cannot believe that convention is like 3 weeks away. I can't believe it. I have like 40 pounds to lose in 3 weeks. Oh no. I am screwed.
It'll be great to see everybody there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so excited to see everybody. And so who's all going to the gala? Does everybody have gala tickets that's going to convention? Woo-hoo! So we're going to do the limo again this year. So we have a couple of diamonds that are going to be in the limo. And so we want to make sure that we gather and do that big rock star welcome for them. So please make sure that you are talking to your team that is planning on coming to convention, and just watch for that announcement, because we want to make sure that we honor those leaders that are going to be recognized as diamonds at the gala. And that was honestly that experience last year when we did that. And I saw all of you guys when we pulled up. Oh my gosh, I thought my heart was going to just explode with gratitude. So it's a really cool experience to be able to bring everybody together. So please make sure that you're prepared for that, and we will all gather there as well. But we're going to do the drag racing, the team celebration. The drag racing will start at 3. The team celebration will start about 5. And then we are actually staying at an RV park that is about it's probably 15 minutes from downtown Salt Lake. It's called Pony Express RV Park. So Lateran's going to be there. Cresta is going to be there. There's a few of us that are going to park our rigs there. And so after the team celebration, I know that there's some of you that will be getting in later that night, and you'll miss the team celebration. So you are more than welcome to come and hang out with us in our new home. We have our home on wheels, and so it'll be at the park. So just kind of spread that word as well. I think Meredith asked it. The celebration is on Tuesday. Is that what you were asking, Meredith, or the gala? Okay. Yeah, so the team celebration is on Tuesday. So that, I believe, is the 12th, right?
13th.
Okay.
And the gala is Wednesday, the 14th, right?
Yeah.
Before convention starts this year.
Yep. So it's at 6 p.m. after registration.
Yeah. So it'll be just like we did with the skydiving event last year. It's going to be, it's just going to be that for team building. So even if you don't want a drag race, come be in the stands and just have fun with us. So it's all encompassing. It's all of us together, having fun together, just hanging together and doing it that way. So this year, I think we have this month that people can still qualify for gala recognition. But right now we have Laura Sohn and Lisa Zimmerman, I think, are the ones that will be walking this year. But I'm just kind of waiting for the stats to come in for the rest of that. So anybody have anything else?
Are you sure her name is Zimmerman? Zimmer.
I do that every time. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Hi, everybody.
You're so scary.
Mark's getting ready for convention.
I got my doTERRA shirt on. You see it?
I need to get one of those for Scott, Mark.
I got to get some made. I'll see if I can get.
You do have to.
I'll see if I can get some made before convention.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
He's getting our Jeep ready because we're hitting the road tomorrow.
I need sizes though.
Show Jeremiah the back of it. He didn't get to see it.
I don't know if I can get it.
Yep, that's good there.
Yeah.
Get
I get it for him for his birthday. His birthday's today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Can't make it though. Much as I'd like to, can't be there.
All right, you guys. Welcome to our party. Thank you so much for coming. We will see you next week. And make sure you join the Leader Circle Mastermind if that's something that you're interested in. So that is a committed group. So we don't want to confuse everybody and think that they have another group that they need to follow. That group is specifically for people that are committed and ready to run and need that extra support and want that extra support. So that's what I got.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Love you
Bye.
guys.
Thank you, Robyn.